A biblical perspective on life, culture and current events. This is 2020 on Vision.
Christian entrepreneurs and founders of businesses often struggle to find values aligned with capital when they're ready to scale their companies. Now, if you're in business and you know that if you want to go from being a small business to a bigger business, sometimes there's some big steps involved. Now, the bank of family and friends only goes so far, and eventually successful businesses often need to raise capital to be able to scale to the bigger model. Mark Tapping is back with us today. He's working with GoodWork Investments. Hey, Mark, welcome back to 2020.
Great to speak to you again, Neil.
Hey, Mark, when you've got a business, and we're not talking about Christian businesses here as such like a church ministry business, but this is somebody's business. Could be an engineering firm. It could be a fast food outlet. It's a business that's being run by Christians and with an opportunity to influence for kingdom culture. How does this GoodWork Investments work for that person who's in business and wants to go big?
Yeah, Neil, great question. We were highly interested in supporting Christians who were in the marketplace, and we went to go see where the need was, whether it was content for how to integrate your faith and work, and we developed some, but there was a lot of good content already there, a lot of good support networks already there. But what the feedback we got from almost all entrepreneurs and ecosystems for Christian business people was that there was an absence of values-aligned and faith-aligned capital. So we went and raised a capital fund. We went and got money from investors with the mandate to invest in companies that were scalable with Christian founders that were committed to impact beyond mere profits. And so that's what we're bringing back into the ecosystem. And now we're going about looking for those Christian entrepreneurs and business owners who are ready to scale both their impact and their good work and their profits, but are looking for values-aligned and faith-aligned capital.
And really, GoodWork Investments here, as I understand it, basically the only faith-aligned capital of this kind in Australia.
I think you're correct. If there's others, I don't know about it. But as far as we've been told, there is no other capital like this available.
So when we talk about capital and scaling your business, does this mean that GoodWork Investments takes some percentage ownership in a company, or how does it work like that?
Yeah, good question. So when founders or owners seek capital, sometimes they go get debt from a bank or elsewhere. That's always that's not preferable, but they do that usually to keep ownership of the company to themselves. But debt is a bit of a tricky position and quite expensive. Equity is the next best option, I suppose, that they go look for, but that's hard to get capital investments, and then the term sheet is usually not favorable to the founder or business owner. And so where we come in, we come in offering capital. We take equity, so we're interested, we're invested in the company. But our commitment is that we're founder focused, and our thesis is if we can help the founder flourish, then the whole company will flourish. And our commitment is that no one will ever do better than the founder will.
The founder is really important, and when you find the right founder with the right foundations, faith foundations, a kingdom mindset, this is where your people want to work with that particular founder. And no doubt when you're scaling a business and building it, doubling its size, tripling, quadrupling, going from little to large, you've got extra financial, pastoral, skills, management, leadership to pass on as well. Is this where the new capital investors actually bring a real extra bonus to going large?
Yeah, absolutely. That and more, I think, if I can say it honestly, it doesn't sound humble, but I think we bring more. So I think we bring smart money. In our team, there's some real experience and success, and within our network, there's even more. And so we bring, depending on the company, we can bring the right people alongside to help it in terms of business development. In terms of founder care, I'm not aware of a fund that offers what we do, where we have in-house people to care for the founder. That is their job description, is to look after the founder and to make sure that they're doing well and have what they need. We genuinely care. Our first question to any founder is to tell us about their walk with Jesus. We genuinely care about that and want to help out in any way that we can encourage that. We think that's a priority. And then I guess the other particularly unique thing is that we understand that if you're committed to impact beyond profit, you're not always going to have the most efficient company in terms of capital spending. So you might be employing people and paying them livable wages, even if it's not required, because of your heart for people, or you might be employing people with disabilities. Or you might be selling the product or giving some of the product away to people with greater needs who can't afford it, but need the product. So there's all sorts of inefficiencies when we really put people above profits, and profits are important, or the business won't carry on. But we back that. We're for that. We want to enable that. And so we want to help businesses with Christian founders succeed massively, so that they can even increase the impact they're having on people's lives.
And there are a lot of very entrepreneurial small business owners within the Christian community, and a lot of those will be thinking, I'd like to go large, I'm just not sure how that happens, and taking the next step. Have you got some sort of a scenario you can share with us that listeners might be able to catch a hold of to see the possibilities that could be with this particular level of capital and equity, and having a partner that can help you build your business to double and triple its size?
Yeah, that's great. I think that's exactly right. And companies are at all sorts of different stages, and it's not always going to be a great fit straight away, and that's okay. But I think anyone who's listening and whose heart is beating because they're hearing something they've never heard before and they've only prayed for and longed for, just get in touch. You go onto the website and make an application. Your application doesn't have to be perfect. It just starts the process. Or get in touch and let's start a conversation. Some things are too early stage. Some things need a little further development. Some businesses are already beyond us. They've grown so well, but we can still offer other sorts of help. And that's what we really want to do. So our first intention is to leave people better than we found them and enable them to do what they're passionate about. But if we can do that practically through investment, that would be a great result. So go online, reach out.
It's a matter of reaching out. And so if that Christian business owner, they connect with you, clearly there's going to be some sort of due diligence process by which you can get to know them, they can get to know you before any sort of agreements are signed.
That's correct, yep.
And so the connecting point is going to be a website. I'm going to give that website for listeners who might want to connect here, and this might be, you never even thought of this before, GoodWork.investments. GoodWork.investments. And it might just be the answer to prayer for someone who is listening to our conversation right now, thinking, how do I take my business to the next level? And we're not talking about a Christian-oriented business, but a Christian business that has a Christian business owner, and you might be manufacturing goods, or you might have a special service that you offer. To be able to connect with Mark Tapping, who's working with GoodWork Investments, may be the next step to taking your business to a new level. GoodWork.investments is how you connect with Mark. Mark, thanks so much for taking some time to share these thoughts with listeners today on 2020.
Thank you, Neil. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.